What's up guys, it's the Devil's Talon here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how you can improve as a solo in endgame and maximize placement points. And we're going to be doing that by taking a look at Saevid and Browner's gameplay from EU DreamHack Semi-Finals. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to be providing tips and actual ways you can practice to improve as a solo in endgames. But before I jump into this VOD for you guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright, on the screen, as you can see, we have Saevid's POV. This is going to be EU semi-finals, and we're just going to jump right in. 18 left. Saevid's going to be taking a big. Immediately gets cracked, and so now it's a solo situation for Browner. They were on height with the opponent making a shockwave play after frying Saevid. And good recognition, good comms from Saevid to say, hey, let's use your shock and go ahead forward. This is a big part of solo success, is essentially you almost become a Fortnite coach and really help your duo. Really good shockwave play. You help your duo, telling him mats, reducing his cognitive load. He has tons of shockwaves, so boom, gets up to the high ground. Good, reminds him to splash. Honestly, could have told him to splash one more with having 5 splashes. They're going to end up winning this match. They have high ground. Notice how he's playing ahead. Saevid's staying pretty quiet. Tell him to go up, go up. I think that was an accidental fall. There's no reason for him to jump down at all that congestion. Good recognition that the opponent was in wood. He could easily fall through and was paying attention to behind him. Now this play is a little bit scary. And then Saevid again calming, hey, go up, go up, go up. 1v1. Shockwave him out. Look at Saevid basically being a Fortnite coach, and this is exactly going to net them a victory royale. Just really good awareness. They shockwave him out just enough. He has to harpoon through builds. He's going to get a little bit of damage tag, which is now going to also net him an elimination. Tries to piece control him, cut him off. And that's a GG's. Really good stuff. And again, that's something that's also very big as the opponent, or not the opponent, that when you're knocked as a teammate, make sure that you still stay in the game, still keep your head and help your duo partner out. Tell him his mats, give him some advice on some possible plays, right? You don't have to worry about doing anything mechanically. You can be kind of the brain and let your teammate be the mechs, and it worked out perfectly in this situation. Tell him to get up, tell him to shockwave ahead, tell him to splash. Just a bunch of good comms and good plays, and it nets in an easy victory royale, again, as a solo, which is really, really clutch and especially crucial when you get really late into these DreamHack finals and semifinals matches. Placement is going to be really crucial, not as much as kills. You need to be maximizing that placement, so they did a really good job of that in this particular game. Alright, we have Saevid's POV again. This is actually the next game that he shows. They're in late game again, 17-18 around. Goes for an edit play, gets cracked. And then another one crash pads in. He gets a finish, but goes for his finish and unfortunately doesn't get it. So now, again, Browner is put into an isolated situation, 16, and looks like 7th or 8th zone. Saevid again, kind of going in the coaching role. Really, really, really good. Layer awareness kind of dumps back, and look at that layer switch, which was so excellent. Comps for Saevid, you got zone, stay ahead. And notice, as a solo, it is really mainly your job just to really get placement and just look for picks when you can. And this is a great way to establish picks, preemptive piece control. And he's just staying ahead using what little mats that he has, maximizing this placements. Now we're in which should be around a top 6, top 5 situation. Isn't particularly going for anything, but excellent. Goes to the side, gets a nice impact. Unfortunately, he's Shambles low ground player with no mats, but he gets up to ultimate low. But now you can hear the little placement points coming in. So it's just kind of a ultimate low situation, trying to establish preemptive piece control, and you can hear the little dings as people get eliminated. The opponent gets shot down. Guy harpoons in, beautiful. We've now picked up some extra kills. Kind of crash pad through. And we go into ultimate low. Crash pad kind of scuffs. Nothing you could do, but another top 5 placement. Again, look how many extra placement points they got. He just did a great job of maximizing as a solo. He stayed ahead that entire time and then looked for an opportunity and he saw that guy going dead side, rotate, and then got an easy one pump at the back. Unfortunately, didn't have any mats, but picks it up. Then he goes to ultimate low, again playing ahead. Someone tries to harpoon on his wall. Good recognition that the harpoon animation takes a significant amount of time, so he waited, lined up the headshot, cracked it. So 2 kills, and then maximizing the top 5 placement. Again, starting off when Saevid went down was about 16 people left, and then left with about 4 to 5. So really, really good clutch from Browner in back-to-back games, netting a victory royale and a top 5. Now we're going to be looking at Saevid, and this clutch is actually pretty crazy. Around 30 people when his teammate Browner actually goes down, and Saevid is going to then extend this exclusively for a significant amount. They're playing low ground. He's on an excellent layer. Unfortunately, Browner ends up getting caught by a duo. Only 185 materials, so 31 left when his teammate goes down. But so many placement points to be had. And this is just very, very methodical. Browner's going to also help. Nice little bit of a cone peek. This is very common when you're low mats to kind of sit here, cone peek, and look around. Figure out where you're going. Good comms from Browner telling him to drop. That's exactly what he does. Puts LG Jamper in the Taj. Gets a nice little bit of refresh. Jamper, no mats. And then a Fortunate Zone pulls back, and it's kind of the same thing. It's staying ahead. 26 players now. Love how he doesn't go for that. He just tells him to play in. He just tells him to play and play ahead. All he's concerned with is placement. You can hear the comms from Browner. Get early in. Comms to get the slurpfish. It tells him to go down. Saevid would feel more comfortable not going down. I think this is a good decision. Going down would have been a little bit disastrous. He's actually in where he is. It's kind of hard, unfortunately. Beautiful. Good pickup. Really, really, really good mats. Gets a humongous crack. Imagine if he had gone down there earlier. Good comms. Right here from Browner saying, hey, you don't need to go for anything. You have a good amount of mats. And that slurpfish coming in clutch. Notice how he's just playing ahead, right? He's always 400 mats. That's something that's very, very interesting. I like what they do. They flat cone and place and turn it into a stair. Usually you see with the stair tart being placed first, but I like it because you can place it without over peaking too much. You could do it from distance. Goes for a pick there. Didn't really need to. And then we're ultimate low again. We've gotten some very good, important frags. Great piece control. And then everything gets kind of a little bit scuffed. 150, one pumps him. 100. And this is why I don't like the Stark rifle. But look at that. With 30 players left, probably around anywhere from 20 to 15 to 20 teams left. 15 at the absolute minimum. Does an excellent job of clutching up. He stayed ahead. He looked for really smart picks and capitalized on playing ahead. And again, Browner just kind of coaching him, reducing his cognitive load. And you see that's an extremely impressive clutch to turn when your teammate gets knocked with around 30 players, turn it into a top 5 and add 3 to 4 kills. That's exactly what sometimes you're going to have to do. You're going to have to play as a solo. You're not always going to be fortunate enough to have your duo partner with you. Really great clutch from Saevid, but let's keep on moving because they did it the entire semifinals. Alright, again, we're looking at Saevid's POV. They're about to crash pad with about 33. They're in a moving zone, and Browner's going to get picked off early, but again, we're going to see a very, very great job from Saevid in extending this game and maximizing placement. He has Chili going. Doesn't really go very far. Browner somehow gets caught, I believe. There's no way to know really what happened to him, but he ends up getting picked off. And then one of the best things that I like that they use chili peppers. They land catty corner where they find it. This is such good mechanics, and the chilies kind of save him here, giving him that extra speed to just get out of there. He gets in on the very edge. He's playing very, very low in his hard mats. He's 1-3-3. Comms telling him to stay there, right? Again, kind of coaching, realizes he's in right here. He doesn't need to go for anything, right? He has plenty of mats to maximize and a fortunate zone capitalizing. He's in an older tart. He said he's not like this, bugging him out there. He has such a good amount of materials. He's just continuing to play ahead. That's the biggest thing, right, as a solo. When you're maximizing your placement, the easiest way to do it is if you're ahead. So finding any way to get ahead. And peppers are a great way to make sure you obviously get ahead, right? You can gain ground extremely fast. Tell him not to go for anything. This is what's kind of funny. He says, don't go for anything. And then he immediately looks back for a pick. It goes for something, but fortunately doesn't result. That peak I like a little bit more. And he kind of lost, right, his lair. He had to use mats to get up. Like, that's a really bad peak in my opinion. You get shot down, it's going to be really bad. He gets shocked there, but fortunately, good recovery. Didn't really panic. Tells him it goes back. The recognition that his opponent, cone peeking, he's going to use a crash pad right here. Sitting at about 250 builds. Gonna run forward. Goes ahead. There was loot there. I don't know if he saw. Browner comps for him to drop. He's on wood. No one's on height. And look what's going to happen here. He's going to realize that he is actually on high ground as a solo. This is a little bit of a gift. This opponent comes on him and he 150 pumps. And look at his significant 5-1-3 in materials now, telling him to spam build. So this is an excellent opportunity to maximize placement and even maybe get a win. Unfortunately, there is a team down below looking at win condition. A good decision to drop right here. And now you just absolutely spam out whoever's down below you. You got one crash powder out of the way. Now, unfortunately, shockwaves are going to be a factor here. But, I mean, there's nothing you can really do. This kid attempts to bouncer.
If they actually get up, just give it to them.
Comms, if they actually get up, give it to him. I like this decision.
Yeah, go down. Let's happen.
Because he doesn't have... He has wood. He can't really hold it as well as he would like. Gets a crack right here. And then they trade, but he ends up dying to zone. But then a third place. Again, another insane clutch. With Browner, there was about 18 to 20 people left. Saevid in these two games. 30 people left playing as a solo, maximizing into 2 third places, as well as getting some picks along the way. So really good stuff. Again, just maximizing that placement, playing ahead, using old tarps. It was really, really, really great. It's just Browner with the good coaching, telling him not to be aware you have these mats, just maximize placement. He goes, there's, you know, you hear Saevid say there's no reason not to, and that's exactly right. This is absolutely crucial in semifinals and finals and even opens to just get these placement points. It's not going to be obviously as stacked in opens, but this is still can be applied, right? If your teammate gets knocked in the end game, you still need to be able to maximize your placement as a solo. And Saevid, Browner were textbook. All games that they showed in this video were absolute great top 5 clutches as a solo, and these are what's going to separate you from qualifying and not qualifying. And they ended up easily qualifying for finals and ended up placing 10th overall, netting around $3,000. So really good stuff. Now that you've seen Saevid and Browner absolutely dominate as solos in the stack duo lobbies, you may be asking, what can I do to play better as a solo in stack duo lobbies? And the answer is very simple. You need to be playing in scrims. Unfortunately, with the way that Arena is structured now, it is just an absolute W key fest, and there is no such thing as a stacked game in Arena. You're not going to be exposed to anything that is similar to a semifinals or finals format if you're playing Arena, unless you go into a scrim cord. Now, in my personal opinion, I find that streamer round scrims are a whole lot better with a lot less griefing as opposed to places like Atlantis, East Open, Mayhem, and West Open. So I would recommend finding some good streamers, some good pro streamers that run custom scrims, Arab on East and Rich Homie Quinn on West, and this is actually gameplay from Rich Homie Quinn's scrims on West. I think it's absolutely the best practice for not only just endgame and semifinal formats, it builds chemistry with your duo in stacked high pressure situations with a lot of opponents around, and you're going to be forced, if you play enough scrims, to clutch up and maximize placement. So in my opinion, if you want to improve as a solo, cue into these duo scrims and make sure you're playing them often. And again, this is only if you are struggling with end games and you feel like you can want to improve as a solo player and developing a kind of clutch factor, because it is going to be needed to really dominate in these higher tier lobbies. So that is my recommended form of practice. Well guys, that is going to do it for the video today. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.